God has something for us to do. In the weeks and months ahead, we have a task that God has laid out for us. I take that thought from Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, where Paul said, "We are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." That's an amazing verse to me. It says that God has a plan for us. He has a plan for you and me, something that we're to do, some good works to perform on His behalf here in this world. Now, we know that good works aren't what save us. They don't bring us into a right relationship with God. We can't earn our salvation by trying harder or doing better. Paul already addressed that in the verses prior to this, where he talks about salvation being by grace through faith in Jesus Christ. But once we come to Jesus Christ by faith, once we enter into God's family, we discover that God all along has a work for us to do, something He's planned way before we even knew it, and He knows what lies ahead for us. And so we get the privilege of discovering what God's will is for our lives, what He wants us to do, those good works that He wants us to accomplish. Those good works will certainly include things like helping other people and serving in the church and being a blessing to others, and just simply honoring God in our worship, serving Him in so many ways. And so we look forward to that. It's interesting, the word workmanship, we are God's workmanship. In the original, that word has the idea of poetry behind it. In other words, we are poetry in motion when we're activating in God's will and doing the things that He has called us to do. Can you imagine that? God is blessed and pleased with the beauty of the good things that we can accomplish for Him. And so we want to look together for what God is doing through us so that we can do those things that God's already prepared in advance. He's paved the way, and we can be His servants. And so let's look forward to seeing what God has for us to do for Him this week, this month, this year. Thank you for taking time to join me for this pastoral visit.